Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. And I've been requested by a lot of people to talk about the hybrid models, the Q50 hybrid and the M35H hybrid, and what they should do if they're looking to purchase one, and on top of that, if they're looking to modify one, and what they could do to the car. So I got to give my guys a lot of love, and I want to make this video for you guys. But also on top of that, if you've been watching a lot of my videos, please hit the subscribe with the bell. Trying to grow this, continue trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to grow it, trying to help you guys continue put this information out there for you. Really appreciate y'all very much. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. All right. So you have the two models. You have the Q50 hybrid, and you also have the M35H hybrid. Okay. Those are the two vehicles y'all guys really want me to talk about. Number one, why I don't talk about it is it's a hybrid, guys. Now its job is to save you gas. Infiniti said, you know what? Let's give these guys a car that can save more fuel but still be an athletic car. So you don't have to sacrifice the power. So because of that, this car doesn't get 50, 60 miles per gallon. It gets like between in the city about 25, I don't know how close up to 40, which is pretty cool, and I really like that, right? But otherwise than that, that's where its performance is going to, the necessary sense of saving fuel. So on top of that, let's move on to number two. Because it's not supposed to be a performer, there's really no modification that you can really add to it in the sense of tuning, guys. Let me briefly explain. The 3.7 and the 3.0T could be strapped onto a dyno, and you can tune those girls, right? You can add test pipes, lower down pipes. You can add intakes. You can do a lot of stuff. Cams, you can add stuff to it and add more power and tune it, right? You can crack the ECU, whatever the case might be, and tune it properly with up rev ECU tech. But for the hybrids, at least of now, I don't know any tuned hybrids that were strapped to a dyno and actually tuned for power. Or I don't know any electrical engineers that crack the whatever controls the amount of voltage or ampage that comes from the battery to make the car more faster from a stop. So, or at least faster completely, because it'll be more of on the EV mode. So I don't really know of any cars, any cars that has happened to it. If you have, drop those links below. Which moves me on to three. You can add a supercharger to this car because it's a 3.5, so the bracket should still be the same, or the front engine cover. But once again, this goes back to two. There's no way of tuning the car. There's really no way of tuning the two cars, whatever the case might be. But it would be so great and nice if we could have I'm not gonna lie, when I was on the market looking for one for this Q50, for the other one too, for my 2015, and one of the things I really liked about it was an all-wheel drive sport that saved fuel, and it was still almost as fast or faster than 3.7 stock. But on top of that, just imagine if you could have added a supercharger to it, right? So now it's going to be a fast athletic car. It's also going to still get great gas mileage. And then on top of that, nowadays you can run E85 with some GTR injectors. And then on top of that, it just sounds so freaking cool. Hybrids all-wheel drive sport supercharged on E85 just sounds so good, but I don't know. Hopefully somebody could do it in the future, but I just really wish we could get to that. But anyway, let me continue with the video. Sorry for rambling, guys. Number four, guys, I think there's a lot, at least in my personal opinion, from looking at the car, there's a lot of drawbacks in accessibility. Number one, I really hate the stop on and off stop position. I believe that there's no button for that. So you come to a stop, the car turns off, and then press the gas, it turns back on. I really hate that, but that saves the fuel. Two, no rear folding seats. I need those. Guys who have rear folding seats understand what I'm talking about. Guys who don't have it, you guys understand too. Three, you lose trunk space. Another very important thing. Need the trunk space, guys. You don't want to lose any trunk space. Some people don't care because if you've been driving coupes, you understand the sacrifice. But for a four-door sedan, trunk space is a necessity. So for those three things alone. Oh, also no spare, from what I believe. I think you don't get any spare. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But someone probably, I think Jimmy rigged the spare on like Infiniti or whatever the case might be. But still, I don't like. There's no spare that comes from the stock, at least from what I remember. So those few things just are a complete turnoff for the hybrid. And I'm just like, you know what? Yes, I'm gaining fuel economy, but I have no tunability. I have no ability of adding power adders on top of that. I can't. There's nothing more I could really do other than basic bolt-ons such as Takeda intakes or any other intake, or test pipes or high flow cats or CATBACK exhaust. And I'm gonna be quite frank, coming to a stop and then having the car turn off and then pressing the gas and having to go vroom, like again, it's just weird. Like I would want my hybrid to be as quiet as possible. So yes, those are a few of the reasons why I don't really necessarily talk about, I don't necessarily talk about the hybrids. And on top of that, the M35H, I believe, only comes rear-wheel drive too. So it's like come on, Infiniti. You should have made it all-wheel drive. You want it to be a sporty, like there's really no difference in fuel economy from the rear-wheel drive to the all-wheel drive hybrid, because they're both ways of saving fuel. So now knowing all this stuff, guys, this is why I necessarily don't talk about it. I'm not trying to bash the hybrids. It's just that y'all guys are really limited on what you guys can do on that specific cars. That's it. Unless you guys really get in contact with an electrical engineer, like, you know, maybe like the Tesla guy who has a YouTube channel. And there's a lot of EV cars that are growing now where they pretty much hack into, because all it is just hacking into capacitors or resistors or whatever, and allowing the car to put more voltage to the motor. But you also got to remember hopefully these motors, you don't want to fry them. You know, you don't want to put too much amperage to them or volts to burn them out. So until you guys maybe get in contact with an electrical engineer, or you have a specific tuner, or you contact ECU Tech Uprev, like, listen, I need you guys to crack this ECU, then that would be great. Maybe you guys would do it down the line. But as of now, y'all limited, guys. So all in all, would I recommend the hybrid for the average everyday driver? Yes. If you want a good car that still looks good, good performing, get good fuel economy, you don't want to drive let's say a Prius or any other hybrids, then yes. But if you guys are moving into the Q50 world or M35H world, and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna get this car, I'm gonna supercharge, I'm gonna turbocharge, I'm gonna tune, I'm gonna add full bolt-ons, I'm gonna do cams, all that stuff, then no, this car is not the car for you. Period. So all in all, guys, I appreciate y'all very much. If you made it to this part of the channel, please hit the subscribe button with that little bell notification. And I could also follow me on boostinmotion on Instagram and boostinmotion on Facebook. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all very much. You guys have an amazing, beautiful morning, day, and night. Thank you.